Hi friends, welcome back to our channel all about branding, and I'm your host Neha Singh. Today we are going to cover a very interesting topic on how to plan your branding rollouts. This topic I'm sure is going to help you in a big way in case you are planning your rollouts, locally or a pan-India basis. So to help me on this topic, I've got my colleague with me, Sumit Sharma, and he will take it over. Thank you.
Thanks Neha. Hello everyone, my name is Sumit Sharma. And today we are going to talk about the various models by which we can execute our project. So for example, you are a brand manager of an X brand and you have 500 to 1000 outlets across India. It can be bank branches, it can be retail outlets, point of sale, it can be anything. But your challenge is you want your brand identity to go at every location. That is just signages, graphics, creatives which talk about your brand, which connect you with people who are your users or your customers. If I have that challenge, what are the ways by which in a definite timeline I can get the branding executed all across India? So there are three models if we talk about macro level. The first model is OEM model. Now, who is an OEM? An OEM is someone who manufactures the products which go into formation of signages or graphics. So the first component, which is the most important component, is the flexes and the vinyls which form the fascia of a signage. Why fascia is important? Fascia is important because that is the first point of contact and connect. It is something that talks about your presence at a particular location. So talking about the OEMs or the principal manufacturers of flexes and vinyls, we have two big names in the industry which are recognized globally. They are global brands. The first one is 3M and the second one is Avery Dennison. Being US brands, they have a wide variety of products. They have wide ranges. They come in various categories and they are big, to be honest. Now, what is their model? OEMs have agreements with fabricators across India, and I cannot really talk about the number, but they call them their authorized converters. These converters are located at various states in India. Say for example, you have your sites spread across North, South and West India. Then these people would have their converters, a network of converters rather. If you talk about South, then Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Bangalore, they will have a set of converters there. In West, they would have converters maybe in Mumbai, they would have converters in Pune, Nagpur, all those regions. And so the first model is where you come in contact with these OEMs. There is a representative who meets you, they tell you about the products. So their ultimate aim is to get the sale from you. So if you give them the project and they give their authorized converters to you to execute across India, then obviously you will be using their products, and which gives them their numbers, and that's how it functions. Talking about the second component, that's illumination. The LEDs, the tubes which are used to provide illumination to any signage. And if I name a few principal manufacturers, it would be Osram, Hisense, Lighting Technologies, which in this industry we call them as LT. So they have their own network of converters, and you can contact them and they can design the entire project for you. The second model is the vendor model. That is the direct execution model. So for example, you have your marketing team who is spread across India, and they have in their network, they have vendors who are the fabricators and who fabricate the products like signage, and they print the graphics, and you assign them few sites in every region, and these are the people you can directly get in touch with and get your project executed. The third one is the PMC model. P stands for project, M for management, and C for consultant. This is the very new model, and it is the most effective model, I can say, as per my experience. Why? Because you get single point of contact, and there are multiple other benefits which we will tell you in due course of this video. So to explain this in detail, we'd like to take you through a small video which will follow in few seconds. The objective of this video is to actually tell you the pros and cons, majorly the benefits of the individual benefits of all these models, and which one is recommended from our side and why. So please stay tuned, the video will follow. Thank you. How to plan your branding rollouts. Say you're an entrepreneur or a brand manager, or maybe a business owner who has a brand of your own. Now you want your brand to be replicated consistently across all the outlets present in India. Let's see what are the models we can go for. So basically we are going to talk about three types of models which are widely accepted. The first one, as we discussed earlier, will be an OEM model where the rollouts are executed through consulting principal manufacturers. So for example, there is an OEM who manufactures fascia. You might get in touch with them, invite them over to your office. You can show them what elements you require, and they can give you support wherever required, and they can help you plan the entire rollout as well. The second model is the vendor model, where you have known fabricators across all the regions where you're planning your rollouts, and you can get in touch with them, share the specifications, and ask them to fabricate and execute the project for you. The third one is the PMC model, where it's an agency model where rollouts are managed and executed by professional project management consultants. So we will talk about all these three models in detail, and we will share the highlights and the benefits associated with all the models. OEM model. Talk about the benefits first. They are globally recognized brands. They have network of authorized vendors, which they call as authorized converters. These converters, they identify these converters. The converters are actually the fabricators spread across India, and these fabricators are trained by the OEMs on the guidelines and the standards of making the finished products out of the media which they procure from the OEMs. The OEMs, one of the great benefits is the online warranty system which they offer to every customer. Talking about, if I have to name a couple of good global OEMs, I would say 3M and Avery. Both of them have their online warranty system. 3M calls it an MCS or DMCS warranty system, and Avery Dennison calls it as an ICS warranty system. So the OEMs essentially help in developing specifications of media, because they are the manufacturers of media, so they can help you derive the specifications as per your requirements. Since they have a network across India, I think this model can be very helpful if you want to have flat rates across India. Normally what happens is a person sitting in Kerala might charge a little higher than a person who's sitting in Bangalore or Delhi or any metro. So in terms of regions also, the rates differ to a great extent. So I talk about north, the rates are normally flexible and lower as compared to down south. If we talk about the limitations, then obviously OEMs, they manufacture fascia, so they might not have good knowledge or updates about what is happening in the LEDs world. So, but that's not a big point because they normally have tie-ups with different allied industries. Then dependency on vendors to close rates of finished products. Obviously, they will have to get in touch with the authorized converters who will give a go ahead or submit apprehensions if they don't find the rates good. So it might take a little longer for them to close on the rates because they are dependent on the vendors to a certain extent for finalization of rates. Dependent on vendors for TAT management and operations. So if we are talking about OEMs, then obviously OEMs do not offer project management services. That means they will not be able to give you any single point of contact or a project manager who will work only for your project and will be there to assist you forever. They will ultimately depend on the vendors for turnaround times and regular operations. No or limited project management services. So there might be a possibility if you are a big brand who's giving 20-25 crores of business in one go to an OEM, they might pave out some way of giving you project management services, but normally this is not their core competency. So as I said earlier, no single point of contact is given to you, but yes, in terms of execution or MIS or submitting updates, they might not be able to give you a single point of contact, but yes, in terms of stock management, availability of stock, projections of the media, they can always give you a single point of contact for your account. Vendors become multiple points of contact for the brands. So yes, obviously, if there is no project management services which the brands offer, and ultimately the execution is being done by various fabricators or vendors or authorized converters, then your team will have to get in touch with the vendors at the end of the day to get the updates or follow-ups. Project management software, no project management software or automation is available with the OEMs as of now. Yes, it is true. Might be a little expensive than the vendor model. Yes. Okay, so this is one point which I would not want to elaborate upon, but it might turn out to be true in some cases, but not always. So we can zero down on this inference that the core strength of any OEM is knowledge about their own products. Hands down, that's a true statement. Business objective remains sale of their product. So I think this was pretty clear. Let's move on to the next slide. Coming on to the vendor model, let's understand what it has for you. There are certain benefits and limitations working with vendors directly. Their local presence might be beneficial to a certain extent in terms of savings in transportation cost. I'll help you understand this with an example. For example, you have a site in Dehradun, but your vendor, the nearest vendor, is located in Delhi. To execute that Dehradun site, you will have to pay transportation from Delhi to Dehradun. Vis-a-vis a case where you have a local vendor in Dehradun who might not even charge because the site is local. Even if he charges, that is going to be lesser as compared to transportation from Delhi. So there are some savings which might come as an advantage to you.
Faster execution in some cases, yes, that completely depends on the serviceable territory of the particular vendor in concern. Of course, there are limitations. Professional attributes might be a challenge. The formats of updates, the MIS. There are many things which we can actually talk about on the subject. Sometimes it becomes very difficult to maintain adherence to specifications. For example, there is a 3-year product which is specified in your project, but you might not even come to know if somebody puts 1.5 years, because there are very less way to keep a check on this. So unless we spend time to build such processes, it will become very difficult for us to control such things in vendor model. Higher chances of dilutions, we just spoke about it. Difficult to maintain flat rates across India. Of course, if you are working with multiple vendors who are spread across India, and different territories or regions in India have different cultures when it comes to commercial aspects of any product, then it becomes difficult for us to maintain flat rates. No single point of contact for the project due to multiple vendors serving different regions. MIS or regular updates might become a challenge. Yes, there might be an ideal scenario where if you're working with 10 different vendors across India, all those are so professional that they share MIS updates with you. But do you think it is going to be good or convenient for you to receive MIS updates from 10 different vendors? Will you be able to collate or pay attention to the entire data? I doubt. So that's why we have mentioned this point. Project management software automation, I am not sure, but if this is available with how many people, I'm not really sure about it. Coming to the core strength, fabrication and installation are the core strengths when it is about vendors, because they are the ones who actually execute a project on ground. They might not be very strong in the systems and processes, or to free up your life in terms of follow-ups. But yes, fabrication and installation ultimately is done by these vendors only, and their business objective is to execute projects within their serviceable territories. Moving on to the last model, which is the PMC model. PMC again stands for Project Management Consultants. We'll again talk about the benefits here. They have pan-India network of vendors. So they have certain agreements with the vendors where they have defined the timeline, the guidelines, and modus operandis and expectations with individual vendors, and they must have brought them to the same platform. Assistance in developing watertight specifications. These agencies, you can sit across the table with them. You can tell them the requirements, and basis your requirements, they can, these agencies will suggest the specifications and the systems which you need to adopt for a seamless rollout. Subject matter expertise. They have dedicated project management teams, so they work with such formats where a dedicated project manager is normally given to every brand they work with, so you don't have to talk or coordinate with multiple points for a single rollout. They might or might not have project management software. They share regular MIS updates so that your team and your management stays on top of the status and the information pertaining to your project. They help you roll out the project with flat rates across India. So even if they are working with 20 vendors across India for the single rollout, the rates for you are going to be the same. They manage the vendors. You don't have to talk to the vendors directly. You will have your single point contact, and these agencies talk to the OEMs directly and you don't have to get in touch with them. In case you require design support, then the PMCs can help you with that, because they normally have tie-ups with design agencies and they have in-house design team as well. Direct and indirect savings. Direct saving means the capital expenditure, the budget that you put for buying and getting finished products installed. Indirect savings, since you don't have to involve multiple team members of yours in follow-ups, then obviously that's an indirect saving. Your team can actually focus on the core marketing jobs rather than following up with multiple vendors. Limitations, I would not say these are limitations, but yes, these are facts that they are not so big names in the industry. You can't compare them with big names like 3M or Avery Dennison. And this is practically a newer concept in the market. And there are less number of PMCs in India. There are not many names which you must have come across. But talking about the commercials, might be a little expensive than the vendor model. So I don't know how true this is, but commercials are something which can always be worked upon. Core strength lies in project management and single window execution. That's what you and your team wants when you want to roll out a large project. So you get an extended team here. Business objective. Project execution, pan-India. So they want to grab projects. It should not say pan-India here, because obviously they would not say no to a project which is limited to North region or maybe limited to only one state. So their business objective should be project execution, and their strength lies in the project management services. So this video comes to an end. I hope I was informative enough for you to understand the macros of understanding how to roll out a project and things which need to be kept in mind pertaining to various models, and while selecting the final model for yourself. Over to Neha. Thank you.
I really hope you liked today's video. In case you want to understand more on these 3 models of brand execution, you may either write to us on our email ID, which is allaboutbrandingindia@gmail.com, या फिर आप हमें हमारे comment section में you can leave us a comment and we will get back to you. Now when we talk about the upcoming video, that's gonna be a really interesting topic. We're gonna talk in very descriptive analysis on the branding products and the OEMs involved in it. So stay tuned, please subscribe to our channel and do like this video. Thank you so much.